These homes sit on a former phosphate mine. Concerns about high levels of radiation brought state inspectors. But did they use the right equipment? 8 on your side investigates. Good evening, I'm Keith Cate.
And I'm Stacy Scheibel. Thank you for joining us. The Florida Department of Health gave scores of homes in Lakeland clean bills of health following tests for radiation.
Yeah, the state determined that the radiation levels in grasslands and Oak Bridge posed absolutely no health risks. But as 8 on your side senior investigative reporter Steve Andrews tells us, the homeowners may have gotten some false information. Nothing to see here, no problem, but maybe.
Nothing trivial here either. You know, 2 years ago, I broke the story about high levels of radiation in grasslands and Oak Bridge. Tonight, big questions about the testing the state did and the equipment it used.
In Florida, phosphate mining is lucrative and controversial. It tears up the earth, bringing radioactive materials buried beneath to the surface. Thousands of people live in these homes in Lakeland's grasslands and Oak Ridge communities on what was once the Poseidon mine. A lawsuit filed in 2017 claims the Drummond Company, which owned the mine, reclaimed it, then, despite high radiation levels, built on it. Attorney Mark Lanier.
This gamma radiation will affect the way cells change. And when you affect the way cells change, it causes cancer.
Following our reports about the lawsuit, the Department of Health tested homes for radiation. This is the detector the state used, the Rad-I PRD.
Now, Rad-I detectors are really good if you're looking for a nuclear weapon or something like that.
According to Mark Lanier, it's the wrong type of detector for a home.
In this situation, the kind of radiation that needs to be detected is excluded by those machines so that the machines can find bomb radiation instead of the radiation that's doing the damage in these communities.
This detector doesn't screen out naturally occurring radiation. If you hold it next to the one used by the state, you can see a big difference in radiation levels. In a videotaped deposition, the Department of Health's Timothy Dunn agreed the detectors used exclude naturally occurring radioactive materials, or what's called NORM.
Okay, and you would agree with me that NORM is the primary form of radiation, that coming from uranium and its decay products that you're looking for on mined or formerly mined lands, correct?
Correct.
If the state's not using the right test to determine whether or not the radiation is there, the state is misleading its citizens about the safety and the health hazards.
And according to this document, before the first test was done by the state on these homes in question, the Department of Health instructed inspectors to give homeowners a generic briefing about whether radiation levels were normal or above, but assure them there was no reason to be concerned.
Well, isn't that kind of like putting the cart before the horse here, isn't it, Steve? I mean, we're talking about people's lives here.
Yeah, you know, some would call it that. Others would call it maybe the state was sweeping a dirty little problem under the rug here. Records show, state records show, this area had very, very high radiation levels after this mine was reclaimed in the 70s. And, you know, I got to tell you that the equipment, the detectors they used to find those levels were much different than the ones that the Department of Health employed just a year or two ago.
Well, as you showed there, you can see the difference right there when you look at it. All right, thank you, Steve.
And if you have a problem you would like Steve to investigate, call our 8 on your side helpline at 1-800-338-0808.